Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it. Hello, everyone. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. Thank you for being in Soul Talk. And we are also in Podapalooza. And today we have a business consultant. Her name is Michelle Ricketts. And she's going to explain us a little bit more how she do her work with all of us, because everybody needs a business consultant, I believe so. So thank you so much for being.
Thank you, Monica. It's so wonderful to be here with you today. And I like that, the warrior of love. My brother would love it. He's a martial artist, so the warrior part resonates with him as well. But as you said, yes, everybody does need a consultant, somebody to help them in their business and partially in life. And I have a corporate background, but I also had an event business on the side. And what I did there is in 2017, 2018, I actually did an event for entrepreneurs. And that really showed me some gaps in what entrepreneurs had from a knowledge perspective and what they were doing in their business. And that's what drove me to start to work with entrepreneurs and really help them. One of the things I see, and you may have experienced this in some of the people you talk to, is that a lot of times they're head down working in their business and they're not taking care of themselves.
That is so true. Believe me, like today I haven't eaten.
Same. And it's important. I always say it's why we, in the airplane, we put the mask on ourselves first, because then we can help others. So with your business, you want to have, and I work with owners to have that foundation set up to be able to have a strong foundation for their business, similar to a house. And when you look at that, you look at your systems and your processes and all of those things, but you can't move forward and grow and scale without that self-care as well, right?
That it is so right. I kind of what I'm teaching right now in the movement of empowering. It is that you cannot help your clients if you have not done the inner work. And business is not different.
Yes, absolutely.
They globalize everything right in there.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, and a big piece of being able to help themselves is looking at what they're doing on a daily basis. And a lot of entrepreneurs tend to want to do everything themselves because they think nobody else can do it right. Nobody else can do it like me. And the key is getting everything out of their heads and down on paper, either physically, virtually, or both, so that then we can teach others to do things and things can be delegated or outsourced. We want that business owner to do the key thing that is their superpower, as my brother likes to say, the thing that they are passionate about and that they do best, which may not be social media and it may not be editing their videos. They need to take the video. They don't need to do everything else around it. So that's one of the keys in business, is being able to see how and set yourself up to delegate and to outsource and know that you've got to let go.
That is so true. I do thank God I have a team, and without them I could not do it. I was working already 16 hours a day. I was not having a life, and that was consuming me. And I know many of my people that work like me, we had the same issue. And letting go and says, okay, I'm not an expert in this, in drive card, or I'm not expert in this or that. And it's like, yes, I can do it, but it's gonna take me 20 hours to do one thing when an expert can do it in 20 minutes.
Exactly. And we really, when they're going through what you just described of not having, doing everything in yourself and then getting a team together to then help you and to be able to delegate and outsource, you feel freed, right? Freed up of being able to do things. And you can see yourself now enjoying other things in life, whether it's family or travel or whatever it is that you would like, and being able to focus on the elements of your business that are going to move you forward and make money and all of that, because you now have more time to be able to do that.
That is so true, because yes, we forget about us. And at least in the spiritual community where I am the majority of my clients or the viewers, we tend to try to sell our products or expect that they come from nothing, our clients, and we forget about us ourselves because we're trying to focus or paying the bills or
Mm-hmm.
focus on organize the programs or whatever we're teaching. And where is our time? The time that we have to ask ourselves, how do I feel? What do I
Mm-hmm.
have to work with my own self? And
Yes, and so true, Monica. And one of the key things too, of you said of taking care of yourself, that is your nutrition. You said, you've been a long day already, you haven't eaten yet. It's that self-care of simple things, eating, sleeping, hydrating. I've either got my tea or my water, and hydrating through the day. And a lot of times when we're working, we forget, right? I used to, when I was in corporate, I had reminders in my phone because you're in a meeting and you do it. And now it's ingrained in me, so I don't even need the reminders. But I fast. I use an app for that. And I track my water, and I use that app as well. And that's just something, it's a physical thing to do, to think, oh, did I drink? Because I'm thinking, what's in the app? Where am I? How many ounces have I had? So that hydration is one of the key things that a lot of business owners forget. And then nutrition, having good food, not fast food, not, oh, I got to eat, so I'm going to grab some fast food, right? You can get food fast versus fast food. And getting food fast is maybe preparing the night before, or what I used to do is I would prepare meals on Sunday, and then I had things in the fridge that I could then either heat up or just eat, whether it's a salad or something, but other things that I heat up. So it's not taking me a lot of time to get to eat it, but I'm also not running out and doing fast food. So that's key. And making sure there's nutritious food in there. So you're covering your food groups, making, whether you're a carnivore or vegan or whatever, pescatarian, whatever it is, but you want to make sure that you've got your carbohydrates, your good fats in there, as well as fiber, protein. And it's not as hard as people think. A lot of people overthink it. And I'm not a calorie counter, but you think about portions. And one of the best tips I ever heard for portions is use a smaller plate.
yes,
And don't go back for seconds.
yes, that's so true.
Or it helps with portion control. And that's such a small thing, but it really does allow you to do something that's easy and not have to worry about numbers and counting and all of that. But when you get your nutrition, and then the other side of that is fitness. So what are people doing as business owners to be fit? If you're not doing anything, then start with the walking around the block. If you're already doing like me, you do something 5 or 6 days a week, then you can amp that up as well, because your body gets used to whatever. Monica, let me put you on the spot. What are you doing fitness wise?
Everybody, people that know me, my friends and my family, like, let's go and walk. I don't care how many appointments you have to. They take me out on a walk, or friends that are doing yoga. It's like, no, you have to come today to the class because if you tell me
Good.
tomorrow, you're not gonna do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And the buddy system is great. The buddy system works because when your friends ask you, you go, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That is accountability is very important because we forget. We tend to
Mm.
forget that we are working. And more. I used to work less time when I was
Mm-hmm.
not working at home than when
Yes.
I was working somewhere else. Because over there it's like, okay, I close the shop and I'm home and I can do whatever. But when
Yeah.
you're working at home, it can be 24/7.
You bring up such a great point. And the mindfulness around that is setting the boundaries. It's first of all having a space that is your workspace. Now, with COVID, a lot of people, the workspace was the kitchen counter or the kitchen table. You got to get away from that. Even when I had a one bedroom apartment, I still had a tiny desk that fit in a window slot. That's where I went to work. Now I actually have an office in my home, but having that separate space. So when you say you're going to work, yes, it might be 2 steps, but you're going to work, right? And then you're leaving that at whatever time of the day. Now you can incorporate different things into the day. So do you have to, I like to say the 3Ds, the dentist, the doctor, the daycare, if you have to incorporate things and places you need to go and pick up kids or take somebody or drive you incorporate that into your day. And that allows you to get things done and take care of yourself and not be working 15, 16, 20 hours because you what I call time block that into your calendar. And I find a lot of entrepreneurs, if you've worked in corporate, you learn this, but a lot of entrepreneurs don't necessarily get in touch with their calendar as an asset. They use it as a liability.
Yes, even to see friends, I have to put it in my calendar. And at the beginning, everybody were mad at me, like, now you have to put me in a calendar. If I don't put you in the calendar, you're not exist, basically.
Exactly.
So I
Exactly.
have to put you in
Yes.
the calendar from this
Yes.
time to this time and having coffee and laugh.
Yeah, and it's not about having a structure that's inflexible, because if you can move things around in the calendar, but you're right, we only have so many hours in the day. And if we don't block that time, whether it is for a business meeting, if it's like today we're on this event with Potapalooza, and that's in our calendar. Now I've had a couple of times where I've had to jump out for a meeting, but it's in the calendar, so I know, okay, that's coming out, and I came in here, I have the opportunity to come and chat with Monica, so that's in the calendar as well. But if we don't block time for things, they won't get done. I always talk about the honey-do list, never gets to done because people just have this list of things. So take your to-do list, put it on your calendar, block that time, and then you know what you get done. And it also takes it out of your head. Again, you can be more mindful about other things that you need to have in your head, opposed to, well, I have to remember, when am I coming to see Monica? When am I doing this? When do I have my next meeting? Right? So the more we can take out of our head and put it into something that's going to track that for us, like your calendar, then we have room in our head for the other things that really do matter.
Welcome. In choosing to be part of this group, you have said yes to yourself. You've chosen to confront those limitations keeping you from achieving the life of your dreams. Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, is a transformational belief coach. She is a psychic channeler, certified NLP, life coach, BQH, that is hypnotherapy, Akashic Records reader, public speaker, writer, and artist. She works with many modalities and has created her own, like this one, to help you let go of your limitations and achieve the transformation you desire, so you can anchor the emotion you desire here. Monica will be hosting a new session every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, leading the group through a guided meditation and proceeding to work with people individually. So join Monica on this free journey here.
Yes, I don't even know how before we used to live without calendars or GPS. Like, believe me, I was born in the 69. We didn't have even computers.
No.
Now I don't know how I was surviving without them.
Well, I'm older than I look, so I'm around the same age. But it does, we had paper first, but even before paper, what did we use? But everything's an evolution. So we've now gotten to the electronic calendar, and it's wonderful. And it's the other thing I will say is have one calendar. So sometimes people will have, and this is often somebody who works for somebody as an employee, they might have a calendar there, and then they have their personal calendar, and they have 5 email addresses and all of that. You want to pare that down a bit. Have one calendar. And if you can, for me, I have a business email address and I have a personal email address.
Yes,
And
I put it together. Google is wonderful. You can put the two of them together, and so I know what appointments I have.
yes, exactly. So that is key. And it's about being able, it's hard to be mindful if your mind is cluttered.
Yes.
And so having different ways that we're talking about here to look at how you're using your tech, making sure you've got your fitness and your wellness and your sleep, your rest. We didn't talk about that, but that's so key as well, to make sure you're rested, and then you're able to do all these other things that we're talking about and have your day and get through your meetings and everything. Because if you're not hydrated and you're not rested, those two things, your body will stop you. Your body will say, hey, nope, you got to deal with me. And we don't want that.
Yes.
So that's also very, very key.
That is not in my calendar, getting sick.
It isn't, it really isn't. And I will say that often people will find that when you take care of yourself, you take care of your mind, spirit, body, then you don't get sick, right? Because you're eating properly. I do take some supplements, but all of those things help you to not catch colds and all of that. So I don't know the last time I was sick, and that's really key to keeping going. I talk about the tenacious leader in one of my keynotes. That's part of it, is not getting sick because you're doing the right things. You're taking care of yourself, your mind, spirit, body, as I said, and your body lets you keep going.
Michelle, explain me, how do you work with clients when someone approaches to you? How do you work with them?
Yeah. So I do work with clients online because that allows me to be open to clients globally. And we start with looking at what's their biggest problem? What is something we need to solve today that if we can look at that, then we can move forward. And it may not be literally today, but what's that biggest problem that they're having? And then I always start my one-to-one sessions and even group, although you can't get as deep into group, but I start my one-to-one clients with asking them, how are you? And it's a question. It's not a greeting.
No.
Right? It is a question. And a lot of people don't even wait for the answer because they don't care, because they think of it like a greeting. So you want to think of it as a question and wait for the answer, because that's where people will sometimes say, oh, I didn't know Joe was depressed. That was such a surprise. Well, Joe could have probably told you 3 or 4 times, but because you just said, how are you? And you went on, you didn't get the message.
Or the people don't answer that. It's they were in automatic the majority of the time. And that's
Yes.
an automatic, oh, I'm doing fine, and you.
Yes.
But
Yes.
in reality, they might not be fine,
It might not be. Yeah.
but they're just an automatic. And we have so many automatics, like driving to the school or taking our kids to school or back and forth. We are an automatic the majority of the time. We are not even in our body.
Yes.
Conscious is somewhere else, and our body is just doing the automatic things. And when
Yeah.
we're talking to people, they're not there.
Yes. We need to be present and, as you say, to be mindful. And part of that conversation of how are you, and that it's the person who's asking, stop and wait. And if the person does say fine or okay, just wait. And I do this with clients. Back up. I actually want to know. And with other people who aren't clients, just generally, I'll say, no, I'm actually asking, how are you? Right? You can be happy, sad, frustrated, pissed off, whatever it is, but at least talk about it. And then it really reiterates for us in our minds to say, hey, I am feeling happy today. I had a great win. It's wonderful. Or damn it, it's not going right. And you can talk to somebody else who might be able to help you through that. So that is one of the things that I know for is with clients. And it's amazing how challenging that is at first for people to get used to. But now after a while, they know they're coming in. Michelle's asking me, how am I doing? I gotta know.
It's a very good exercise. I do this sometimes with a cashier in any place. They ask me, "Do you find something, everything that you wanted, and you're doing fine?" Usually, people answer, "Yes, everything is fine," and they get out. But you want to
Yeah.
throw them off and bring them into remove them from the automatic. As to them, you know what? Today was not a great day. I have problems with my car. I have problems with this, and you throw them off, but you make them come
You
back
make
to
them
their
connected.
body.
They're connected. Yeah. Yeah. It's like now the one place where you want to have that automatic is McDonald's made a lot of money by saying, do you want fries with that? So in your business, if you have something that's the equivalent of do you want fries with that, that's where you want to have that automatic.
Yes.
And one of the areas that I work in as well, you asked me how I work with clients. I'm also part of a peer-to-peer advisory group, and this is something that is very beneficial for business owners. And if your audience wants to reach out to me, we'll provide my contact info as well. But it's having somebody that holds you accountable in your business. It's not just your family and friends. So peer-to-peer advisory board, we have been part of a group called Grow Your Biz, and we have business owners that come in monthly, and we look at what challenges have you had, what wins have you had, where is something you want us to hold you accountable for before our next meeting, right? And what is something that you're really want to dive deeper into in that challenge. And the members all say that both the accountability and then the ability to have that connection and to bounce things off someone else that's gone through some of what they have. I always say business owners go through the same challenges, just not all at the same time. So somebody else may have gone through a sales challenge or a hiring challenge or marketing challenge, social media, whatever it is, but they can lend that expertise to the conversation. So a peer-to-peer advisory board is such a great way to help you both stay connected and move forward with your business and scale and get others' expertise.
That is so true. We have a meeting once a week with my team, and we have a business manager. And it's precisely to talk, okay, what we haven't done and what we're planning to do, and what
Mm-hmm.
things we want to create new. And
Nice.
at least once a week you have that. You're if you have not done something and you know your meeting is going to be in 2 days, okay, you're going to finish those things because your meeting is going to be in 2 days and you have to present what you've done. Even if I am the boss in there, it is that taking that accountability is so important. It's so
It is. Yeah. And even and with our business, with our life, with some of the other things we've mentioned, with your fitness, you can have accountability partners in a lot of those different areas. And that really helps us to continue to stay both motivated and involved because as you say, that something's coming out. Oh, I got to talk to Susie about this. Oh, Monica's gonna ask me about, right. And it helps. So whether it's life, fitness, whatever that may be, you really want to have that accountability partner does help the buddy system.
that is also important and that is so helpful and the majority and not everybody wants to pay that extra money for that. Not many entrepreneurs they think that they can do it all and
Yes.
that they see it as, oh my God, I have to pay for that. But they're not gonna advance. They're gonna tend
Yeah.
to get sick. And when they can say to their team, you know what, I need help in this and this and this because I have so many things to do already.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that accountability or paying someone that actually can help them in their team.
Yes. Yeah.
They are
Yeah.
gonna get overwhelmed and their body is gonna feel it.
It's
Our
gonna
nervous
feel it.
system is how we get us sick.
Yes, you did. Very true. Our nervous system, your body knows. And part of I find the challenge for some individuals is that they're not as in tune with their body as they need to be. Something happens when something changes to me, I know because I know my body, I know how I feel. So you need to be in tune with your own body to say, it's trying to tell me something and I need to listen.
Yes, a headache is not, yes, you can heal it with a pill. In the moment, it's gonna take the headache away, but it's gonna come back if there is a
Yeah.
bigger problem. And if you're not putting attention, when you go
Mm-hmm.
finally to the doctor, it is gonna be a big problem because you did not attend it at time. I
And a
had
headache is, go
so
ahead, sorry.
I had lupus, and I
Ah,
was overworked, and my nerve system is the one that took me to the immune system problem, and
yes.
that was life or death
Yeah.
situation. I
Yeah.
healed myself, but since then I learned to listen to my body.
Yes.
My body's
Yeah.
like, you need to stop. It's like I
Hmm.
stopped.
Yes.
It stopped me
Yes.
for 15 years and I don't want to stop it again.
Stop it again. Yeah. And I used to work with a colleague that had lupus. So yeah, you do have to listen to your body. And even normally rather, you mentioned a headache. A headache is often a sign of dehydration. And so I know for me, I almost never get headaches. So if I have a headache, I know first thing I do is drink water and it usually goes away. So for a lot of people, I have a headache, and you say they take a pill. No, drink 2 cups of water, 2 glasses of water first, and see if your headache goes away. Because a lot of people are probably dehydrated, and we're not. And I say water specifically because some people will think I even mentioned my tea, but I balance the tea with water. And some people will drink soda and different things. And no, that's not, yes, it's liquid, but a lot of those are dehydrating. Coffee, tea are dehydrating. So you want to make sure that you're also having actual water and not just the other stuff because it's not going to hydrate you the same way.
And something that I have encountered when I teach in my classes, a lot of the times I give in the morning routines. Like how
Yes.
they're gonna start the morning routines. They get up mad, like, oh my God, I have overwhelmed and so forth. That's how it's gonna go your day. So you stop in that moment and actually you have to do breathing work or you want to do meditation, whatever you want to do in that moment, but to center yourself and give
Mm-hmm.
thank and be thankful for you're alive, you're breathing,
Yes.
you had a
Yes.
nice rest, etc. That will start your day in a very different way
Right.
that when
Yes.
you don't do that.
Yeah. My morning routine, I'm a morning workout fitness person. So I literally get up, get into my clothes and go out the door. I brush my teeth in there too. But that's my morning routine. And I do it. I say religiously, even when some people, oh, can you meet at, 9 a.m., what have you? I say no, because I go to my class. And when I'm going to the gym, I'm some flexible because that's my timing. But I do a lot of things that are classes. I do boxing, yoga, workout classes. Those are the set time. I can't change that time. So for me, it's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't meet. I can meet you at another time. and I work it that way. And I'm very religious about that, because a lot of times individuals will say, will give up their need or something they should do for their self-care to say, okay, no, I'll change it this time. Oh, no. Now, I'm not saying I'm totally inflexible. This morning for Potapalooza, I did change my schedule. We started at 8 a.m. But most days, 5 or 6 days a week, that's my religion. And I do stick to that. And you need to stick to things that are self-care, and either that or move it around that you still do it. You don't just remove it, because that is important.
Works for you, because we're all different.
Yes.
Me, I have
Yes.
from New Zealand,
Yes.
from Australia, and sometimes it's at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly. Yeah.
You wake me up at 8 o'clock in the morning to give a session, I can't do it. It's a miracle. I already took my daughter to school and that's it. But I come back and continue sleeping for a few hours more.
Yeah. So Australia and Europe, yes, those are where I have times where I've booked those, because the different time zones, and because I'm working with clients online globally, you do have to have flexibility with time zones, and we do that definitely.
Yeah, so that's why I do not work in the mornings, because of that reason, because I need that time for me to sleep.
Yes. Yeah.
And everybody's different. There are people that are morning persons, and there are people that are with night owls. So
yes. Yeah.
Understanding how you work better.
Best.
Also, it works better in your business, and you will have more energy.
Mm-hmm. And that's the same with everything. Yes, in your business, in your life, you have to understand what works for you. So for like even down to sleep, we sleep differently, right? Your how you have your deep sleep, your restful sleep, your REM sleep, they're all different for different people. So I just say, make sure when you wake up, if you feel rested, you know you've had enough sleep for you, versus what, 6-8 hours, whatever somebody's telling you. Just listen to your body. And then being able to do, I'm a little bit morning and night owl. So I have a little bit of both. On the weekend, I'm more of a night owl. My brother, as he'll say, never do a meeting in the morning. He's not, in no universe does he get up at 6 a.m. is what he said to me the other day.
I agree with you, brother.
Yeah. So, but it is important to do what works for you. And that in that way, that's where success comes.
And in the business side, how do you work with people?
From the where or the different aspects that I'm going through?
Yes, in the different aspects that you work with them.
So I do look at the first part is what's the foundation of their business, and what are the systems and processes they have in place to enable them to be able to delegate and have others involved. So that's where we start. And then also, what are they doing with their scheduling, their time blocking, all of that. So because once you have those foundational pieces set up, then you can start to build on there. And then we look at what are they doing with respect to their intellectual property. So what can make them either money while they sleep or having recurring revenue? Is it a product or service, a course? And we look at what IP, landing pages, call to action, talking points, what do they have on that? And we'll help them get some of that put together so they have content, videos, graphics, all of that, and social media. And that's where my brother comes in to his side of the business, and that's where that area of expertise comes from. That
is so important. And I'm glad that you're doing that, because that's what we all need. As entrepreneurs, we need that.
Yes.
And her information is going to be down in this video, so everybody can get a hold of Michelle, because believe me, yes, you can do probably everything by yourself, but you're going to get sick. You need time for yourself. You need time to do your inner work. And if you're doing everything by yourself, you're not doing those two things. You're not taking care of yourself, or in reality, not even your business. Mm-hmm. So that's why we need people like Michelle, and like many people like her. Get your team together. Maybe she can help you to get a team, because believe me, we all need that. We're not Superman. We cannot do that. We're still humans, living a human experience.
Very true. Very true. It's been so wonderful to be here with you today. And I will have a couple of gifts for your audience as well. My business scorecard, I'll provide a link to that. And then a mini health and nutrition guide, which would give them a little bit of guidance around that. And depending on the timing, we might also have a masterclass to invite them to, where my brother and I will be going through some of the things that we've talked about today. So we'll look at all of that.
The links are going to be in the description down below. So you get a hold of Michelle, because hey, we all need that. We all need that. Don't think that you are Superman or Superwoman. We are, but not in that way.
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica. I so appreciate chatting with you today. It's been wonderful.
Yes, me too. Bye bye.